What did that do? What did that do? Oh, it's locked fast. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. I think a different approach is in order. What did that do? Maybe this one. It's locked fast. This won't be of it. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. It's shut tight. It's broken. A different approach is in order. What did that do? Maybe this one. Wait, it's locked fast. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. Not the outcome I'd hope. Maybe this one. It's locked fast. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. What did that do? I think a different approach is in order. What did that do? What did that do? Oh, it's shut tight. Not really what I had in mind.
Oh, how?
It's locked fast. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. It's locked fast. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism.
The dog spirit rolls his head around, gawking at the ground and sky as if he's never seen them before, then locks his eyes on yours. He snarls, unconvincingly.
I am death. You offend the Necrohound. When the reckoning comes, you will cower in fear of anathema. You will bow before the demon blade.
He moves to lick his haunches and seems taken aback by his own translucence.
Once a demon, now a weapon. We heard its call and slayed our allies in its name. It is near. With it, we will slay living and undead alike. There will be no mercy.
The canine spirit lifts his head to howl, but can barely manage a whimper. He tucks his tail between his legs, shocked at his own impotence. The spirit's lip curls upwards. She opens her mouth as if to speak, but her words fade in the tomb's chill. The longer you gaze, the more your inner source churns. You are drawn into her, her mind, her body, her past. They are no longer hers, but yours. You sit at a fire. At your left lies a black dog, basking in the warmth. Others huddle behind you. A young elf, a grizzled dwarf, and a skeleton, an undead. You hold a parchment up to the light and point at it. It is there that anathema can be found. The sky is dark, and the roaring fire is now a sad flicker. The others lie around it in a circle, but you hear no snores. Their chests knives are thrust into the present. You take a few deep heaves, then glance at the spirit. Her mouth continues to gabble, but you're grateful that only silence reaches your ears.
Move, Quercus! Put some space between us and this lunatic!
The spirit of a young woman stares down at the remains of her own warped form. She looks up to you, eyes wide with shock.
Locked fast. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. different approaches in all. What did that do? What did that do? That could have gone better. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. Locked fast. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. Different approaches in order. What did that do? What did that do? Hear that? It did something. Ooh, treasure chests. I'm sure the ghosts won't mind if I keep a souvenir. Or 3.
Unlike so many other spirits, this one is hardly silent. She clicks and squawks the moment you approach her, like a cornered crow facing down a hungry owl.
Are you the new servant, then? My, you look like my old handbag if I'd sat it in the sun too long. You brought my tea, have you?
The spirit takes the invisible cup from you and takes a sip of non-existent liquid.
I've tasted better brews, but from the look of you, the refreshments won't be improving.
She waits a moment.
You expecting a tip? Well, here's one. Moisturize. That old thing, it was passed to me by my father, Johannius. And my father's father, Johannius. And my father's 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 father, Johannius. Don't know what happened to the one in the middle. Don't rightfully know what it's supposed to do. Johannius, the umpteens, brought it back from Blood Moon Island. I thought it might be good for stirring stew, but the cook gave it back. Said it made her feel funny. Whatever that... Mama
The spirit stands there smiling, utterly oblivious to her own outburst, leaving you to ponder the strange words she shouted. Mamtenem rnekt udil.
What just happened? You mean my display of proper posture and etiquette? The benefits of charm school, I don't expect you to qualify. Hurry back. The eyebrows still need plucking. You're back! Good. I'm ready for my tweezing. That old thing, it was passed to me by... Don't rightfully know...
The spirit stands there smiling, utterly oblivious to her own...
What just happened? Hurry back. You're back! Good. That old thing, don't right...
The spirit stands there smiling, utterly oblivious to her own outburst.
Hurry...
feel the unusual object's vast energy before your hand even touches its smooth surface. Upon contact, the semi-transparent artifact shivers and speaks. Yet it is with a heavy heart that you realize this artifact intones the same unrecognizable language as the one you found on Blood Moon Island.
Adan, Shvalon Dumorav Narvur Revelis, Awenu Arye, Demchu Sha'an, Sadenmenia Veidfen, Domdrisval Veid Evrekis.
The shard responds with another sequence of unusual and ominous words. This language is beyond your comprehension. The oblong object is crystal clear and unmarked by marks or chips. It rests snugly in your palm, as if meant to be gripped with a resolute hand. The object repeats its unintelligible speech.
You're back! Good. I'm ready.
dead. Well, all dead.
Lasting flame.
Ah, you again. Any luck in old lady Surrey's too?
He places his hand on the artifact, and it drones in its strange language. Adan, Shvalon Dumora Vavur Rivilis, Awanu Ari, Dem Chushan. The object continues. Sarden Menia Veet Feln, Dom Drisval Veet Evdekais.
It's true then. Anathema. Within reach. Tell me, is this all there was? There weren't any other curios in there? Amazing, but not unexpected.
He breathes a long, lugubrious sigh.
It's time I leveled with you. This is the hand grip of the fabled anathema. A sword capable of annihilating anyone. Even a divine. Imagine it. Holding in your hand a force that could wipe away sun and shadow. A sword of life and death, miracle and sin. A sword of atonement. I can restore anathema to working condition, but this is only half of it. We still need the blade. How fortunate that the hilt has already told us where to find it. Blood Moon Island.
The blade quivers as Tarquin nears it, and hums a response. Anand Falan Reveil. Amadio, Vlucio, de Anme Drita Dumores.
Oh, very good. Very, very, very good. This, my friend, is the key. Give me some time, and every deity in existence will tremble at the sight of you.
He holds out his hand expectantly.
Lovely. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must work.
Tarquin turns away, but continues to mutter excitedly, almost religiously, about anathema.
Let me think. A sprinkling of skull dust, a vial of dog's drool, dried illweed, a few more odds and ends, and I can get back to the ship.
You re-examine the skeleton. The bones look properly intact, though its skull is askew, as if the skeleton is looking in a direction it shouldn't be able. The belt may have been gnawed by rodents and reptiles, but the name engraved on its buckle is unmistakable: Victor. Swan gives you a weary nod, his pipe once again dangling from his jaw.
Back again, eh? I had the girl buried up in the stone garden. Found an engraved necklace on her afterwards. Natalie Bromhead. That was her name. Hope she rests easy now. Anyway, back to business as usual around here now. My door's always open if you need healing or supplies. I won't have you spouting that kind of nonsense here. Not after what's happened to that poor girl. Show some respect, or else be on your way. Help yourself. Everything I've till next time. Take care of yourself. All right. Hold still now.
May Gareth always choose the right path. Nothing we didn't see coming. We always knew Gareth was fated for greatness. As a boy, he'd leap through the fields with wooden sword in hand, slaying imaginary demons, protecting us from whatever evil he would dream up. We also knew that good men make enemies. We knew evil would come, and so it did. Not as a demon or as a witch, but as a man Gareth once knew as a friend. Jonathan. He watched eagerly as those shambling husks descended. It seemed like a game to him, like theatre. We would never blame Gareth. The righteous always pay a price. May the Seven will it. He will always be the hero we know him to be. We always want to believe in each other. It's what separates us from the void. It's what makes our existence worthwhile. It's what we do next that defines us. We can respond with treachery, or we can rise above. I trust that you will. A safe space for sorcerers needing refuge. They deserved a haven, and so we gave them one. Our guests were usually frightened, shy, grateful. They never used their source, so the Voidwoken never came. The last one, though, she wasn't like the others. A lizard named Hanag. We housed her and fed her. Robes like a wizard's, voice like a queen's. Voidwoken appeared before long, and paladins after that. She clearly drew the Magister's attentions. Our fates were written. I never thought she meant to do us wrong. I don't blame her for fleeing to the Cloister Wood. I worry for her. May Gareth always choose the right path.
Voidwoken! The sorcerer's conjured Voidwoken! Form up! Don't let them over the bridge!
The spectral Magister raises his sword and shield against an unseen Voidwoken foe. The spirit of a woman cowers before you. She has her hand clamped over her mouth in a desperate effort to stifle the whimpering. Something catches her eye. Terror swamps her, and she slips to the floor, screaming.
Help! Somebody! Help! Voidwoken!
The spirit of a matronly woman stands before you. She shakes her head as she soundlessly argues with someone unseen. A faint sound catches your ear, the rasp of metal upon leather, a sword unsheathed. The spirit's eyes bulge with panic. She raises her arms protectively. An unseen blade cuts through the air with a whistle. The spirit collapses backwards, a silver gash opening the full width of her torso. The woman's spirit lies still on the ground, mirroring the pose of her mortal remains. The spirit of a dwarf woman stares despondently at her body and those of her loved ones.
A word of the wise, friend. Never help a sorcerer. They'll only bring death in their wake. No, not me. It was my bloody neighbours. Soft darts and softer wits, the lot of them. I did the right thing. Let the Magisters know what was going on. But when they came for him, he conjured up all these monsters. The Magisters were too busy helping themselves to save me and my own. Murdering sorcerer filth. You're the same as the one who did this. Dragging monsters into our homes and taking none of the responsibility. Get away from me.